Folks, today I thought of talking to you about the believers versus the reasoners. What do I mean by that is not just everybody believes in something, right? Everybody believes tomorrow you'll be alive or next moment you'll be alive. And everybody thinks logically, reason out, and then they go from one place to another place, they do their work, etc. I'm not talking about that kind of believers and logically reason out people. I'm talking about the religious people, religious gods, about their gods, various kinds of gods. You know very well problem between all these religions. One religion does not really accept agree with the other religion, though the previous pope, the Roman Catholic pope, invited people from all the religions and suggested that we all should live together. Are we living together? Still, there is Palestinians are totally decimated by the Israelites, and the same way Ukrainians versus Russians, and so on. Some more things are coming. Recently, there was a problem between Pakistani Muslims versus basically Hindus in India. Though they won't accept that we are all just Hindus, not Hindus, it's our Indians. Anyway, that's a totally different topic. So basically, I'm talking about the believers versus the reasoners, logically think about people who logically think. Before I talk about that, I want to really emphasize one thing, folks. I'm using some of the messages that I receive, some of the questions and doubts and comments that I receive through WhatsApp, sometimes through the regular public comments, and I use them in order to clear out some of the questions, some of the doubts that you all have. I would suggest that you should be really proud of that, because your thoughts are used to clear out most of the problems, ignorances people have. So at least one of the gentlemen, one of the viewers was really upset that in the last video or the one before that, I've been using him as an example and so on. Please don't. I have no intention of any of any sort to really belittle you and in any case, in any way, kind of make you feel bad about this. In fact, I have used my own life, the problems that I've been going through, to advise other people. The important thing is you should be really proud that I'm using your questions and your examples and so on in order to in the videos, in order to really clear out some of the ignorances. For example, in one of the comments, one gentleman said that I feel very painful when I see people suffering in the world. My response to him is that you cannot really bear with that. You cannot really there will be a problem if you do that. Instead, what I suggested to him, focus first on you, loving loving yourself. I mean, he was asking, how can I really lead the the unconditional love and so on when there is so much pain going on in the world. So I suggested to him that first love yourself. That means you remove all your ignorances, all your whenever there are some problems in the occurring to you, there must be some ignorance behind that. To find out that and remove it and keep going, and also focus on your family, then friends, the workplace, and things like that. Slowly keep expanding it. When you really expand and expand, then there will be at some point, as I say, I've been saying quite a few times, that you are like gold. Whenever there are dusts on the gold, when you remove them, one day you will shine without your knowledge. That's the important thing. Without you being aware of at the mental level, you will be totally joyful, just like a small newborn child. That's what I've been saying. So first thing first. So you have to start small and then keep expanding it, and then at some point, if you'll be able to remove the ignorances of the people, the whole humanity. So that is the way to go. Some time back, there was another viewer. um, she was advising people how to love, how to remove their sadness, ignorances, and things like that. I told her, please do not do that, because when you hear other people's sadness, you are receiving them. Their thought becomes your thought, and then without your knowledge, it is hidden in it. It goes into your mind, and then at some point you'll have to remove those thoughts. Those sadness will come and haunt you. So please do not, you just because you are mentally aware, that is, your mind is aware of what I've been saying, how to unconditionally love people. It is not, you are not expected to really advise others how to lead unconditional love. That will cause you problems. Then that lady stopped doing that. So the same way, I will tell you that I want to communicate such problems to you all. Please don't do that. If they are interested, ask them watch my video, and if they have any question, please ask them to contact me. That is the best way to really share what you really understood. Do not try to remove their ignorance, or do not to take the pains of other people. That's too much for you. Um, so this is the kind of thing that I would like to use your experiences, your comments, and your WhatsApp messages, that I can help other people also not to do that. So please keep that in mind. Okay, now let's go to the main topic: believers versus reasoners. For example, if you remember, though I have experienced some spiritual experiences, I never ever asked you to believe it. If you watch my videos, you will notice that. Um, that is my experience. That doesn't mean that you should think you should worship me, you should think I'm your guru. Just because I'm just saying all these things, how to unconditionally love, doesn't mean that I'm your guru. Because if you notice, just because you watched my video, I'm not expecting, I'm not saying that, oh, suddenly all your ignorances will be gone because I have the divine power. No, I have never said that. You have to struggle to find out the ignorances that you have and remove them and keep moving. It is your job. It is not my job. I can tell, but that my words, if those words go and sit in your mind, does not mean anything. In fact, I have one video which says it's not enough if you just watch my video. You have to live it. You have to live. You have to practically live what you are hearing from me. So please remember that. So going back to the topic of believers versus reasoners, reason out people who reason out. Look at the religions, folks. Take the Hindu religion. There are so many varieties. There are people the Saivites, who believe Shiva. They will build a lot of big, huge temples. Those days are gone, folks. They will say, believe, 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 believe in God, believe in Shiva, and then the Vishnuites will say, believe in Vishnu. And then the Vedic people will say, believe in Brahman, believe in Brahma, things like that. Then for example, for Hindus, Rama is Rama and Krishna are two of the most very, very important gods in the north. And I very clearly know. I'll find those videos and give in the pinned comment in this video, that I said that, okay, so if Rama lived about 50,000 years or 1 million years back in the previous yuga, right? At that time, it is very clear that Ayodhya, Lakshman, Ram, Sita, all those things are Sanskrit names. Do you think that those Sanskrit existed 50,000 years back? No, folks. There is no evidence that Sanskrit existed at that time. These are all stories. Some of the rishis, for example, I think for Rama, I don't know, Valmiki, he just saw through his third eye, or he imagined he wanted to advise people, so he created a story so that people will learn certain good things. So that's called idikasas. That means mythological stories, folks. Same way, I published a paper on published a video on this topic very clearly. And also take Krishna. In Krishna's time, I think Gunti, I believe Pandava's mother, I think. I have a little bit of memory problem. I hope so. I'm not saying something wrong. But anyway, in that video, she mentioned that she has, for example, Karna, the eldest son, was born for one of the, I think, for a sun god and her. And do you really think the sun god can one impregnate woman and then give birth to a human child. Then some believers now, even now, they will say, yes, it is possible. For God, everything is possible. Folks, they're all, they themselves, they're all stories, mythological stories. Bhagavad Gita, for example, there are good stories. There are some nice things to communicate. They communicated. Vyasa, for example, did that. But doesn't mean that really all those folks, the other sons of other brothers of Pandavas also were similarly born between some of the planet gods and Gunti. That doesn't make any sense. But they will say, believe it. Believe it. These days, if you tell them that you believe in such things, of course, there will be always people who will believe in it because they have been brainwashed so much. But does it really make sense to believe? And they ask you to worship the idols, the stones, and in fact, even now they believe that there is a statue of Ramanujacharya, one of the acharyas who really create or promoted Vishnu as a god and created the Vishnuites subdivision of Hindu religion. His statue or something is there in a Tamil Nadu place called Srirangam near Tiruchirappalli. And they say that statue is still alive. Can you believe this statue is still? They strongly believe that it is alive still. Then what I suggested in one of my earlier videos is that, okay, if that is so, then let some doctors and scientists come and look at it, examine it, whether there is a heartbeat, whether it's able to reproduce the cells of Ramanujacharya's statue. Then that makes sense for to believe that it was real. But nobody allows that, right? Even if you go and worship God, if you don't get anything. In fact, I suggested that the Venkatachalapati, very famous god in Tamil Nadu. I think it's in Telangana or Andhra Pradesh. I don't know. It's in South India, and it just there is a huge crowd. People go and give their ornaments and so much money that they have earned, and they give it to Venkatachalapati. And let some scientists ask all the people who are entering with some. I'm sure that they're all going with some wishes. Okay, let them honestly suggest, this is the reason why I'm coming. I'm going to be worshipping Venkatachalapati today. I'm getting this boon. I want my daughter to be married, or my son to be getting out of his disease, and so on and so on. Then after 1 year or so, ask them, go on, did you really, did Venkatachalapati give you the boon? How many cases will be successful? Okay, it's just you can flip the coin and say 50-50 maximum, right? So now the point is, if you say them, they will say the Hindus have a very, very interesting trick. They will say God, Vishnu wants to really give them the boon, but they have done some bad things in the previous birth, so they have to suffer in this one. who knows? Who can prove that this this gentleman has done something bad in the past? And all the Hindu preachers, they go to places like Malaysia, Singapore. They preach such things. What a what a funny thing, right? So these are all believers. Okay, now I cannot say anything more than that. This is not only true in Hindu religion, but it's also in other religions too. For example, in Jewish religion, when Moses left Egypt, um, um, prompted by the Jewish God to go to their chosen land, there was a sea in between, and then the sea really separated and then gave them way to all the Jewish people to go to the other side. As soon as they go to the other side, the Egyptian soldiers came and they are all submerged in the sea. Is it something you can believe it? These are all stories. They just say such things in order to promote their gods. In fact, one of the major things that they say is that in Jewish religion, that Israelis are chosen people of the whole world, and everywhere at one time, at one point, the whole world will come and bow to them and receive the instructions from their God about their God and so on. And the same thing about Christian God. They believe that Jesus Christ will be coming the second time, and it looks like I remember that I read that in the Bible it is written that before Jesus Christ left his body, he said to his disciple, before this generation, that current generation passes away, I will be coming back. But for the past 2000 years, he has not come. And still people are believing that he is going to be coming back. They will always find reason why he is not coming back. They are not only that, he will be born as a Jew, and then he will come and teach unconditional love, and then bring the Christianity to the whole world. Absolutely, there won't be any other religion, only Christianity will be taught. Only Christianity will survive. Every other religion he will just destroy. That's what they are saying. Allah the same issue. Some Allah the same problem. They really think their main problem is the Jews. They can even adjust, agree with to some extent Jesus, but not the Jewish gods, because these two people, Muslims and the Jews, are right from the Abraham time. There is a problem. One of them is born for the maid servant. Another one is born for a real wife of Abraham. So they have the issue, and they create. They think that it seems it's written in the Quran. I watched one of the videos that very soon Israelis will be destroyed, totally gone. Only Islam will survive in the whole. Islam will be the main religion of the whole world. Buddhist, probably they don't have anybody to promote, any king to promote them, so they are lying low. They are just saying Maitreya Buddha will be coming. What kind of things he will teach? Buddha totally rejected all the rights and all the aratis, all the things that people do. Uh, the Maitreya, they are talking. He will promote the. He will promote the. He will promote unconditional love, but also he will be talking about how to worship God, Buddha, and so on. But really, what really Buddha's said at when before he left, nobody knows, because it was after 5,500 years, not 5,000, after 500 years, whatever Buddha said, it was written in some form. I think some Maurya king or something, Ashoka time or somebody, some such things. But do you think that 500 years, what Buddha said originally about God really survived? Even now there are 3 divisions of Buddhism. So, but they all believe in their God. They'll say, have faith, have faith, have faith, faith. Believe, 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 believe. You may be a scientist. You may be a PhD. You may be a director of one of the IITs, but you still believe, 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 believe. Yeah. In opposition to that, I have never asked you to believe in any of my experiences. I said, using those things, for example, unconditional love. I practically lived unconditional love, and after my wife passed away, and even before that, but I didn't realize that. And then I was teaching that. When I said you are all divine, the whole thing is divine, the whole universe is divine. I say, I reason out. I don't ask you to believe. I reason out and tell you all that this is for such and such reasons you are divine, and but such and such way you live, you practice unconditional love, and for such and such reasons, whatever all the Hindu gurus have experienced, they're all at the mental level. I explained, reason out them. So basically, what I want my subscribers, and I won't say my followers, whoever wants to watch my videos and live whatever I say, reason out, think, logically think, live, and find out what I'm saying makes sense or not. By the way, in some of the videos, for example, why the whole world is an illusion. In the Hindu scriptures, it says it's all Maya. In order to remove the Maya of this world, whatever you see, whatever you live is Maya. In order to experience that, you have to really worship Maya Devi. In one of the video, I said, I clearly, scientifically, okay, I said I'm a scientist. I may not be knowing each and every aspect of science, every field, but I know the scientific methodology. That means one has to really experience whatever one is proposing. Other people should also be able to verify it. Whatever I say about, for example, I said, instead of this two eyes, suppose you have microscopic eye, your body will be totally different. Which one of the bodies is you? Is the way that this body looks, or the one which atoms and protons running around? And also I said, The touch sense is very important. If you touch here, and you see it gets transmitted to your brain, and then you know that this is your body. But if you touch this point, it does not communicate. That's how you know your body, right? But suppose your touch sense is not there, will you be able to really find out where is your body? Like this, I explained this very scientifically, that the whole thing is an illusion. It's, but you have to live in this world. So, how to live? I talked about it. Folks, it's time now. So, basically, that's what I want to communicate to you. Please do not believe. Those days are all gone. Reason out, logically think. Do not have faith, but think logically, and live unconditional with unconditional love. That's what I would like to suggest. If you have any question, please let me know. I will respond to it. Talk to you soon, folks.